So Die Hard is one of those magical movies where you see it, and man, that was a fun movie. That was just
Yeah,
unbelievably well put together. John McTiernan has run into some trouble since. Somebody even
for
told me, I
sure.
think Steve Surgic and I were talking that I think he even did a little time for, but
Yeah, some kind of. I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, so some kind of trouble, some kind of legal troubles. I'm aware of. Yeah,
and I mean we'd have to look at what that is because people make mistakes,
true. Yeah,
and so we're not demonizing the guy. I mean, shit, people get tangled up in stuff, and it's not necessarily because they're evil or nefarious. Things get away from them. So we'd have to look at what that situation actually was before, and we should get him on. He should defend himself in a conversation like this. I always like to insult
yeah, it'd be
people
cool.
in the room. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, take them apart when they're in the room so they can defend themselves fairly. But so I really liked his. He had a great run of movies there too, with Predator, Hunt for Red October.
yeah,
But
100%.
uh, without a doubt, Die Hard is just one of those magical movies with like Gutenov as the main bad guy, with Rickman as the smart lead bad guy,
Yeah,
and just the whole comedy aspects of it. Whoever did the script doctor work on that to punch it up humor wise deserves to be like a special pat on the back.
yeah. There's a great, the hero and the villain are so different. I like how they
Yeah.
play on that.
Yeah, and just the small touches. Like I was talking to Robert Davi about him playing Agent Johnson and the other guy's name's Agent, and
This
he
shit's so
immediately
good.
finishes. Yeah, he
Yeah,
finishes the line for you. He goes, "Yeah, no relation."
yeah,
Davi like immediately snaps back into that character. Like he still has so much love for the movie, and I think he was up. He wasn't. He was up to do. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm confusing his story. When he was doing Goonies, he was up to be the bad guy in Rambo: First Blood Part Two, and he opted to do Goonies with Donner. So, but yeah, so it's just so give me like let's have the best moment from both movies. Best moment from Lethal Weapon first. Best moment from,
oh,
and these are Christmas moments, people, because nothing says a holly jolly Christmas like blowing terrorists off a skyscraper.
yeah. I gotta say, okay, so I gotta think about Lethal Weapon because I want to pick the exact right moment. But Die Hard, what immediately comes to mind is when he drops the C4 down the fucking elevator and just
Yeah.
blows the building up. That's like whole building just like shakes when that explosion happens. It takes out most of the people in the lower level, all the terrorists. And actually,
Yeah.
one of them is the dude that plays in Ghostbusters 2 was like the body,
Yes.
the actor for Vigo. Yeah,
Yeah, we could not get him for our Christmas show because he had passed away. And
yeah.
that did come up when we were talking about that he was Vigo, and he was a good Vigo for what the movie
Oh yeah,
was.
yeah. I think Max von Sydow ended up doing the voice or something like that, which is
Yeah,
kind of
probably.
cool. Yeah.
Um, that scene is a pretty fun scene. It's just interesting where he immediately knows how to wire up some C4 and what like
He
the
says
brat
fuck it and
the
just sticks the charges
yeah
in. Yeah.
the blast radius. I mean, you got to have some nerve movies in your movie landscape. You got to have some nerve to drop C4 down an elevator shaft, not knowing what the explosive composite actually is, because it could cut the building in half. So it's like one of
Yeah.
those things where you got to sit back and be like, dude, this whole building may come down based on your algebra wiring this up. So but none of that applies because here we are at a Joel Silver universe. And by the way, Joel Silver, I got some great Silver stories from Warner Brothers.
Oh, I'm sure.
The
Yeah.
dude always walked around in what looked like silk pajamas, and I am still waiting for my set of pajamas, Joel. Bill Daly and I are like, when is he going to send us our pajamas?
Shit, I want
Um,
a pair too. That sounds awesome.
yeah, they weren't pajamas, but man, they look like it. Anyway, more on that later. So he drops the C4. I also love the fact that those guys are mobilized, that they know they're going to be assaulted by an armored car. So they've
Right.
got rockets.
Right. Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. They're like fully prepared for that whole shit from
They
top
not
to
only have
bottom.
rockets, but they've been in training with them because they know to bolt them into the concrete.
Right. Yeah.
They know in the movie universe, they know they're going to wheel those things out and have to bolt them wherever they wheel them out for their you know, armored defense. There's going to be a concrete floor. So we better have a bolt gun that can bolt
Just
this
bring that shit
rocket
down.
tripod
And
down. And but it doesn't take away from the movie. I mean, the movie's still such gold. I mean, it's funny because so many of those guys I don't think really understood when they went out for the casting of it what an opportunity that would be. But they knew, according to Dennis Hayden, they knew about halfway through the production the movie was going to be a hit. He says John McTiernan took him in to see dailies and said, "You want to see what a hit movie looks like?" And showed him.
Nice.
So they knew early that movie had some real explosive potential, no pun intended. And also, I got to give him credit for casting like Bonnie Bedelia, a real
Oh yeah,
person. She really did seem
everybody's
like
great
a
in that
real.
movie.
Yeah, and she was the star of Heart Like a Wheel. Like she played the real life race car driver, and she had some cachet. But and what's his name from Ghostbusters playing the whole thing with the newscasters, like as in,
Oh, William Atherton. Yeah,
yeah, and he's
yeah.
like as in Helsinki, Finland, and he's like, sweet.
Oh, the fight between these
Yeah.
guys is so
Oh,
fucking
every
funny.
moment in that is so
He's like,
like
"Eat
who?
shit, Harvey," or something like that. I can't
Yeah.
remember. It's something like he's just has to go right into live. It's so funny.
And that feels like, just from my own studio experience, and I don't know if this is accurate, but that feels like a rewrite. Like somebody put that, like, here's how we can put a laugh in. Like, let's have the news team covering this in like debacle, like fashion. It's such a great way to infuse comedy away from the real tension they're trying to create. So you cut back to the building where all hell's breaking loose, but you cut to these idiots that are like, eat shit, Harvey. And he's like, you
I
know,
know he starts to get up like he's gonna do something, and then they're like, "Oh no, it's live. You have to do your job." And you just like
yeah.
right into character, that smile immediately. It's so
jump
funny.
on everybody if I get a
Sam,
remote.
I don't have the new pages. Where's the
Harvey,
Gladden
keep your
report?
pants on, will you? Sam, look, I'm begging you. Simon's already had a remote thing with that Santa sing-along. I'll tell him to swing by or something. I'm not sitting on this. I don't want to hear it. This is my story. I am going up there. Sam, all right, look, Sam, I tell you what. You don't want to give me a truck? I'll go and I'll steal a truck.
Hey, give us a break, Thornburg.
Eat it, Harvey. 4, 3, 2, 1. Harvey, we're on the air.
Good evening. This is Harvey Johnson.
And I'm Gail Wallens, and this is Nightline News at 10. Our top stories on this...
And I would love, that was a Fox movie, so I didn't see a script on it, but I would love to see a script, an earlier draft, just to see how big that character was, because they try to establish that guy, the Harvey character.
Right.
And you wonder if like there's more to it somewhere in a previous draft and what they maybe shot may have been taken out schedule wise, things of that nature. So it's really, it's interesting to look at some of these movies and the end result and be like, I wonder what was there. I wonder what was there for that character, or if that was what it was.
This is Peter Coyne from The Godfathers. NMOSD is a killer. Help find a cure for NMOSD and with it cancer. Please go to the Guthrie Jackson Foundation and donate today. Thank you.